Hi, welcome back to Herbal Bunny's Pharmacy. My name is Dr. Tamitha Davis. We're going to continue our series in talking about autoimmune disease and what we can do about it. But first, before we begin, go ahead, hit the subscribe button if you want to learn more on how to heal your body naturally and gardening tips. In the first two videos, I talked about things that you can do to prepare yourself for starting your healing journey, and then I also talked about in another video the diet that we should be eating and some of the causes of autoimmune disease. I will link those down in the description below, along with the smoothie video that can help you get started. In this video, we're going to be covering the connection between your hormones and the autoimmune condition itself, how it's related. In the previous video, I talked about how if we don't have enough hydrochloric acid in our stomach, then we can have a whole plethora of symptoms and it can lead to these autoimmune conditions. Also, if we don't have enough stomach acid, we cannot assimilate our vitamins and minerals, and all of our cells, all of our glands are dependent upon these essential vitamins and minerals like magnesium, potassium, selenium, iron, iodine to help to make specific hormones. And when we're not getting those in our body, then this is where autoimmune starts to happen. One of the main factors that can deplete of essential vitamins and minerals are stress. There's three different types of stress. There's physical stress, mental stress, and chemical stress. Regardless of which stress that you experience, it triggers an immune response. To have a healthy immune system, we need essential vitamins and minerals. So if you don't have those essential vitamins and minerals, when we have this immune response, it's not going to work properly. Cellular inflammation can be created with poor diet, not assimilating the vitamins and minerals. Our cells become inflamed and we cannot receive any vitamins and minerals into those cells, and we cannot receive hormones inside those cells, so therefore our body cannot perform the function that it's designed to do. For example, if we have our thyroid, I know this is so much bigger than what a thyroid actually looks like, but anyway, we're just going to pretend, okay? We're pretending. This is our thyroid gland, and all of our glands has little receptors on them, and they signal out to our cells. Well, the cell will send messages to the gland saying, hey, I need more thyroid hormones, or if this is your ovaries, hey, we need more estrogen, progesterone, blah, blah, blah. If it's your pancreas, we need more insulin. So the cell has these little receptors on it that will receive the hormone through the bloodstream to the receptors, and they go inside the cell. So when the cell has had enough of the hormone, it sends a feedback back to the gland that it's getting the hormone from and says, hey, I'm done. You can stop now. This is called a positive negative feedback loop. So if there's a good connection and everything is happy and hunky-dory, then these will work really well together. However, when we have cellular inflammation, when the cell is like saying, hey, I need more insulin, and your thyroid or your pancreas is saying, hey, I can't hear you, or if it's vice versa, or if it does hear it, then it sends out insulin this is where we get insulin resistance. The cell is not actually able to get it into its receptors because it's got cellular inflammation. It's inflamed, so vitamins and minerals can't get in. The hormone cannot get in. Hope that makes sense. So autoimmune disease is triggered by there is a threat, and the gland is sending out thyroid hormone, insulin, whatever, and it's not receiving it properly in the body. And when you have a stressful event, one of those three, the chemical, the physical, or emotional stress, which is usually is what triggers autoimmune. If you do have an autoimmune and you have those three things, it can make your symptoms a lot worse. But what happens is it sends out, let's say with your thyroid, it sends out antibodies, and it actually turns around, it starts to attack itself because there's inflammation in the body, and your body is saying, hey, there's a situation going on here. Even after it's the stressful situation or the virus or whatever is gone, the body is still seeing that there is a threat there, and it starts to attack itself. And this is where these autoimmune diseases come in play, because your body is thinking that there's still a threat when really there's not, because your body is not receiving that information to the cells because there's inflammation there, and that's where your autoimmune diseases come in effect. So the best way to remedy this situation is by trying to eliminate as much of those stressors as possible. So if you're going through, let's say, mental stress, if you've had like a loss of a loved one, maybe seek some counseling, or if you're in an abusive situation, you need to get out of that situation. That's the only way you're going to heal. If you're, let's say, chemical stress, if you drink alcohol or you take drugs or you're on a lot of different medications, the air that we breathe, the products that we use, by eliminating a lot of those, it's going to reduce the amount of stress, and the stress is going to reduce the amount of autoimmune response that your body is going to have, and it's going to reduce the cellular inflammation. Same way with physical stress. If you are out running a whole lot, adding a lot of physical stress to your body, or you're working long, like 16 hours a day, marathon runners, just anything adding a lot of physical stress to your body, breaking a bone, car accidents, things like that, you need to find some way of eliminating the amount of stress that is on your body. Eliminating the stress is going to reduce the amount of the immune response that your body is having, and to help reduce the amount of hormones that your body is trying to pump out, and going to further lessen your symptoms of your autoimmune, and that's where healing starts to begin. These stress-reducing techniques is to be added along with the diet that I had presented to you with the smoothie in the previous video. Somebody did comment and was asking how many times a day do they drink the smoothie. Typically it's like a meal replacer. So if you're eating 3 times a day, then you want to do the smoothies 3 times a day, because you're really trying to get those nutrients in, because your body is not assimilating the nutrients already, so you're depleted. So we really just are trying to pack that in and praying that your body will start to absorb those nutrients, get them into your cell, and by reducing the amount of stress, the chemical, physical, and emotional stress that you are putting on your body is going to greatly help with the assimilation of those vitamins and minerals. I have a very stressful job. I get yelled at a lot at my job because I deal with people with mental disabilities, and I can sometimes just start absorbing that, and then I will notice that my autoimmune condition will start to flare up, or I'll start getting some of my symptoms back, a lot of anxiety. So I like to do prayer and meditation. That is like my main thing that I love doing, just getting out of my head. And I get into groups, I do counseling, I talk to friends, I hang around positive people. You don't want to hang around people who are negative all the time, because that can really wear on you mentally. I do walking with my animals out in nature. I love being in nature. I like walking barefoot. That helps to ground you. I like to eat a lot of organic, fresh fruits and vegetables. That's going to help replace your electrolytes and your vitamins and minerals. I also do body care, skin care stuff that is natural. I don't wear makeup at all, hardly. I mean, unless I'm going like on a date or something. I use natural hair care stuff. I changed up a lot of the laundry stuff that I use. I don't use a whole lot of chemicals to clean in my house. I like using essential oils. So these are things that you can do in your everyday life to help reduce the amount of chemicals that's going in and on your body, and to help to alleviate some mental stress with the physical stress. If you have any sort of sickness, any sort of autoimmune disease, over exercising your body is actually worse. It can cause all kinds of issues. That's why women who are having thyroid issues, high estrogen levels, and they're estrogen dominant, they have harder time losing weight because they are overexerting their body. They're out here trying to work hard, work harder, work harder. You want to try to work on your diet, work on your environment first. You don't lose weight to get healthy. You get healthy, then you'll lose weight. That's the key thing to remember here. A lot of people are taking diet pills and stuff. It's like, okay, once I lose this weight, I'll be healthy. No, it's the opposite. Once you get healthy, your body will balance out and you'll lose weight. You'll start feeling better, your autoimmune conditions. I'm a living testimony. You know, I recently found out that I was pregnant and my autoimmune symptoms start coming back. My body was still healing from previous times, so now I'm just mentally got all this stuff going on. I'm dealing with mental people at my job, and it just started adding stress. I started getting more anxiety, having that sleeplessness. So it's very important for me, and heartburn, oh my God. All these things are hormone related. If you think about women who are going through menopause, you know, maybe they have like they lose their bladder incontinence, they call it. That is because you have a hormone that actually controls your bladder, okay? And the same way with men with their prostate. You know, their hormones actually help to control that. So when they start losing testosterone, that's when they can start having prostate issues. Same way with women. Once we start hitting menopause, we start having all different things happening with us. Our heart rhythm, you know, we're higher risk for heart attack, and we get heartburn. It's all, everything is related. That's the thing I'm trying to emphasize to you, that everything is connected. Our body is connected. Our heart isn't out here. Our thyroid's not out here. You know, it's all in this shell and it all works together. That is so important for you to remember. You can't just work on one thing. It's not just one herb that you take, like, okay, I'm going to just take some sea kelp with lots of iodine. It's going to fix everything. No, everything works together, okay? Please remember that. Okay, so just to recap, this video here is mainly to help you to get your stress under control, because stress triggers an immune response, and too much stress can cause cellular inflammation. The three stressors are chemical, which is any sort of drug in our environment or that we're taking; physical, anything like if we're in a car accident, over exercising ourselves; and mental, if we're in an abusive relationship, or if we're talking bad about ourselves, or we had a loss in our family, those things right there. So we want to try to eliminate that stress so that our cells won't be so inflamed. If we have inflamed cells, then nutrients can't get in. If we don't have enough stomach acid, then we can't assimilate our vitamins and minerals. So we need to work on our stomach acid, which that's why I talked about in the other video with trying to get nutrient-packed smoothies and green juices, and that we should be eating a lot of greens. Greens has a lot of vitamins and minerals, and to make hormones properly, they're like our thyroid hormone, for instance, needs magnesium to have it to convert easy. We need to have a good healthy liver to convert T4 to T3. The 4 is the iodine molecules, so it converts from the 4 iodine molecules to the 3 iodine molecules. I know it's very, very complex. And then if we have cellular inflammation, then our glands can't communicate with our little cells here, or receptors, because it's, you know, inflamed. We can't get vitamins and minerals into those cells, and that's where sickness starts happening. So anyway, I'm rambling, and I just really hope that you guys understand what I'm talking about. The thing here to take away is reducing stress as much as possible, self-help, self-healing. Do some yoga, do some deep breathing exercises, do some skin brushing, change your laundry detergent, do healthy, natural things. What is nature doing that we're not doing? Nature's out in nature. We need to get outside. We need to get that sunshine or vitamin D, and we just need to stop with all the chemicals. That's why I talk about, you know, processed foods. We need to get those out. We have more sicknesses today. There's more sickness today than it was 50 years ago, because we're eating poorer today than we were 50 years ago. And we're continuing to eat poorer and poorer, and we're getting sicker and sicker younger and younger, our kids are starting to get autoimmune diseases. My daughter at 16 years old was diagnosed with autoimmune disease. And then just a few months ago, she was diagnosed with a second autoimmune disease. It has become a pandemic. This is something we need to be educating each other on. We need to actually do something. The government's not going to do it for us. The social media is not going to do it for us. We need to take control. This is our lives. This is my life. I don't want to live in fatigue, aches, pains, anxiety. I want to live my life to the fullest. And I don't want somebody out in the world, commercials saying, oh, eat this, low fat, blah, 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 blah. No, we need to be eating healthy. We need to be eating plants. And we all should, common sense, know what these things are. Unfortunately, yeah, convenience of fast foods and prepackaged meals and stuff has really made us lazy. Everything is supposed to, I mean, just look at the maddening of this. Look at the maddening of this. Okay, so all the computers and everything is supposed to make our lives easier. Yet we are more busier today than we were 50 years ago. Look at everything. Nothing is making our lives easier. We are more stressed out now than we were 50 years ago. We aren't able to adapt to stress like we were, 60, 70, 80 years ago. So we need to get back to nature. What's nature doing that we're not doing? Just take a look around. Open your eyes. Okay, you guys, I rambled on so much. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!